First race on Sunday, Junior Invitational. Very light southwest. I have no idea how we could have possibly started at the boat end. I have no idea. Max did a good job starting in the middle, but everybody knows that what Paige Tilson down there is exactly what one of us should have done. None of us are winning. The only person who should have been a little conservative was Max. Every single other person should have been at the pin end. I mean, the pin end has been favored for the last 20 minutes before this race. So, you know, sometimes we have debriefs, we talk about all this stuff, and then we start 1.5 minutes behind the leader. 30 seconds. We're 1.5 minutes behind Paige right now, back here. 30 seconds after the start. Max is going to get lucky here. The whole key to racing, like we talked about, is finding the puff. Do you see that wind line coming? It's earlier in the day. Those wind lines were big lifts.
D2, you have 3 minutes.
So we'll see. Yeah, Paige is getting a little lifted. We talked about what paid off yesterday, and what paid were the people that were looking around and racing, and not the ones that were sitting. So you had to look at your telltales, then you had to look at the water, then you had to look at the angles of the other boat. Right now, Anton looks lifted on port, but he always looks lifted. 9403 looks lifted. So right now what Max and Chris and Kevin have to do is go full speed ahead. They have to hope that the wind shifts right here a little. I'm looking for any indicators of wind. I don't see any flags. But I'm happy with this, actually. It looks like Kevin is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kevin is pinching them. The good sign is that Anton went back left. That's a good sign for Max. That means that Anton felt like he was headed. Max needs to ease Cunningham and Alcohol. Kevin is headed. Chris is doing well. Chris is just doing well because he's headed, but he is luffing a little. He needs to foot off just a little. Max doing good here. Let's see how Anton comes out. Max probably is going to have to tack. There's a little puff coming for Max. And the current is following me right now. So the good news is that the current is going out right now. So Max is in enough current where he should be okay. Oh, Taylor just got a big lift. Max should be tacking. Max should be tacking. Staying in phase here. He should not duck these sterns. Should not take these sterns, because by the time he gets across all of these boats, the wind is gonna shift back to the right. So here's Taylor doing a good job. Oh, now a good racer would look out and see Paige, and Paige has put the brakes on there on port. You see 10203? So she's headed, so, or she's footing too much. No, she's not. It's just all over the place. Taylor did a good job here by squeezing up here. That's all he could do. Big lefty. That's really unfortunate. But the good news is that the current is carrying us right up to the buoy. Okay, second place in the regatta. Just tacked. Taylor's doing good by being patient. He's looking right here. I don't know if you see it, but there's a white buoy right there with wind around it.
Nice work.
Taylor's going to get it. Paige is still headed. Paige is still headed. Taylor should press down a little bit and get a little more speed, which he just did. Yep, here goes Taylor. Taylor's about to get to the wind. You can tell the leader overstood the mark because the current is going left to right. Unfortunately, Taylor and everybody just got forced a little too far right, but they're still doing quite well. Oh, look at Maddie. Maddie is just trucking. Okay, here goes Taylor. He'll make this with the outgoing current. He'll make this even in the header. So Taylor sailed fantastic. He's going to round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9504 overstood. With the outgoing current, he's getting swept out. Good. I wasn't able to film the C2 start, but Celeste is down here under the 9261. She's trying hard. There's just so little wind right now. She just can't seem to get moving. Then she looks upwind here, and it's just pretty much glass, very light, but looking all the way up here, trying to see any streaks in the wind at all. Then looking at everybody. So downwind we have A fleeters, we have many on port, many on starboard. So that's going to be indicative for the C2s. They can then determine all I need is wind. Okay, so it doesn't matter what tack I'm on probably right now. If the fleet ahead of you is on both tacks, then your upwind leg has probably got boats on both tacks. Your problem is again, bad air. Gotta find a way to get you into a clear lane here. So here's first in C2 right here, green boat. He's really tense, but he's lifted. Everybody should be looking at him. And now, wow. C2 is first place is 9162. And this kid is the biggest footer in the history of the earth. Look at his leeward telltale. Is completely swirling. That's how low he is. He's not flickering his leeward telltale. He is almost stalling it out. Now it's flowing a little. See that? I mean, this guy is just flying. He is just kind of reaching all over the place. And it's working. These are A fleeters right in here. This is a guy in C2 who's now moved into the fleet ahead of him.
I believe Paige and Asher are leading the ABC1 race, rounding the gate for the second time now.
Second in C2, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Looks like Celeste is about 8th. She's having to bite a header right now. Port tack is not closer to the mark than starboard, but there is more wind right here, and that guy's going fast. So that she's doing exactly the right thing. Come over here, get that wind and tack. Here's Paige winning the A fleet. There's Kevin coming around the gate in 5th. The other boat, Shane gained on him, right, also in 5th. Shane is faster through the water. You'll see he's moving really quickly. Kevin not moving. So Kevin needs to go press down, accelerate a little. Oh, there's Fenton right there. Good race, Fenton. And there's Max coming around. Maybe Mac can pass 2 boats here. And I don't see... Oh, yes, here we go. This was the guy in 2nd place in the regatta, but not any longer. If Max can pass a couple boats here, that'd be good. Nice tack by Kevin. Race 2 on Sunday, race 7 for the regatta. Kevin should start ripping it right now at 10 seconds. I mean, just absolute rip beam reach. Much better this time. Chris Rose again, 8,900. Another awesome start. Again, he's just doing a huge reload. You gotta sit forward, bro. Taylor had a rough race, and he comes out and he gets a good start. He's pinching right here, last. If you look over here behind that boat has wind. You see that cruising boat? That's what we're talking about, heads out of the boat, guys. If you're not seeing that right now, then you're screwing. See, Max should be okay. Max actually has some wind. All of our guys are the first guys on port tack. Very good. Kevin trying his hardest. Chris trying his hardest. Taylor is probably the first guy who's stable. Max should be reaching towards me. Look at that huge port tack lift. Everybody should look over their shoulder. Taylor's doing exactly right. Looking over his shoulder and squeezing just a little, not too high. Maddie and Taylor should be going 1 degree lower than Max, is what they should be trying to go faster through the water than Max, because the next wind shift is going to be a big, huge righty. See, Taylor? Now you're going to have to come down. So you should have gone 1 degree below Max, but good job, you guys. Okay, now you look at Anton. Now Maddie should look at Anton and these guys and start squeezing up, actually. Still 1 degree lower, but not 5 degrees. There we go. Beauty, beauty. It's a long race though, man. Now you look, oh, look right here. This boat now has wind a little bit. There's a puff right there, so Max Olsen should be flying his telltale straight back and trying to get here. He's in a different wind than Anton. Too bad. Try to get moving. You're still in the top 5. You just got to stay calm. There it goes. I think Max is doing better. I feel the wind right now. I don't know if you can hear it on the computer here, but I can feel wind right now. Max is going to come out of this just fine. He should have dug into this just a little longer, maybe. Beautiful, playing shifts. That's the best thing about this, you guys. We're learning how to play shifts, and 3 boats just tack simultaneously. Max just needs less Cunningham and less outhaul. I tell him that every single race, but he just has his sail too flat. But he's such a good sailor, it's not really making a huge difference. For a lot of kids, this would be so stalled out. Okay, next puff is way out there. I don't know if you can see it, it's glistening on the water. That's the next puff. I-14 has no wind, so again, all these things about head out of the boat are what you would be thinking as you were sailing here. Yep, Anton's gonna tack, late roll, whoop, just like we talked about this morning. Really late heel over. Oh, I feel wind coming right over my back. Oh goodness, this is gonna be a huge righty. I'm worried about Maddie right here. I'm worried that Maddie's gonna get over there and then all these guys are gonna get a humongous lift and sail right around. But actually, no, I'm not worried about that. Shane Tilson is right next to Maddie. So she's just tacking. A little too early on the roll. Here's Celeste down towards the pin. Don't fix your watch, girl. You gotta stop fixing your watch and letting your sail up. Now, if you make the pin, the current is pushing you up towards me, so you are gonna make the pin. And then this is a different race. Look at these guys. These guys are gonna sail right up the back of the A fleet. Look at this. Charging. So these guys have wind right here. These guys have no wind. So this is just classic. You're gonna have C2s start 3 minutes later and actually be ahead of A fleeters. That's the shoal for you right there. Maddie, Maddie, just creaming it on the left. I wish I could find Max. Oh, there he is. Watch Max tack. His tacks are awesome. He just lets the tiller go and the boat just pivots. Then he goes heel, flat, 1 time. A lot of other guys, you'll see him stand up, heel to leeward again, and then flatten again. That's not legal. Here's Chris Rose. Just a C1 who's finishing in the top 10 of the A fleet at a regatta. Is so cool. Him and Kevin. There's Celeste, 9995. These are A fleeters right here. Her fleet is all right over here. Now what she does is she looks and she sees everybody on starboard in the A fleet downwind. What tack does that mean? You're probably going to be on soon. Upwind. Port tack. So she should press right now. Awesome. She was just pinching into that tack a little. So port tack should turn out to be pretty good here. Now what she should do is look at 9360 and see that she needs to go up 1. Okay, she's good. She's good. Okay, then she looks up here again. There is no wind where I am. So she wants to stay right on the wind. And she is faster than 9360.